I hope you guys had a great Christmas and a happy new year. It is 2016 and we already have a lot of mods to catch up with. So, without further ado, welcome to episode 7 of the Fallout 4 Mod Vault.
Hello, Boston. This is Isaiah Pendergrass, broadcasting from Cadillac Jack's Radio Shack. I'm bringing you the best pre-war hits out of this here multi-level shack.
Cadillac Jack's Radio Shack is a fully voice-acted radio station for Fallout 4. The DJ is one Isaiah Pendergrass and he is absolutely superb. The quality of the voice acting is just amazing. The guy has done a great job. It's the perfect voice for this kind of station, in my opinion.
Hey people, this is Isaiah Pendergrass here, and I'm bringing you the absolute best music you will ever hear in the Commonwealth. Here's another block of songs for you to enjoy.
There are over 60 lore-friendly songs, ranging from the kind of relaxed and serious ones.
On a day like today,
all the way to quite amusing and yet very appropriate songs for this type of game.
Bomb, bomb, hydrogen bomb, 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 hydrogen bomb, it's a big loud noise in your ear gone. Bomb, bomb, the hydrogen bomb.
You better listen to that Geiger counter song and tick, tick all day long. Tick, 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 tick.
It currently replaces the classical music station, but once the GET comes out, the mod author says he's going to create a standalone version so you can have all of the radio stations from the vanilla game plus this one. But all round, this is a great mod. The music really suits the game, the DJ is amazing, and if you are into radio stations in Fallout 4, you owe it to yourself to check this one out. And indeed, keep your eyes on any future developments by this mod author. I believe he has some other plans. The next mod is a really interesting mod if you are using power armor or any helmet with a headlamp. It is the longer headlamp light distance mod. It basically does exactly what the title says. It makes the light distance longer and, I have to say, a lot more useful. The basic flashlight or headlamp light distance is pretty limited in the vanilla game, but with this mod you can either have 1.5 times further distance, twice the distance, or even 3 times the distance. As to which you want to use, that's completely up to you, but it does make a big difference, especially if you are using something like the Darker Nights mod. And if you've been using a mod that adds shadows to the headlamp lights, this mod actually gives you versions of all the different distances, 1.5, 2 and 3, with shadows, so you don't have to lose your shadows if you want to use this mod. And sticking with the subject of headlamps, the gadget on the left hand side of the combat armor helmets looks like a headlamp to me. It really does. And yet in game, it doesn't actually function as one. Well, with a great mod called Combat Helmet Illumination, it is a headlamp, a fully functional headlamp that works exactly the same as the headlamp on the mining helmet and on the power armor. This change will be applied to all combat armor helmets that you find in game, so if you loot them off enemies, they will have a headlamp. However, if you already have one in your inventory, you will need to go along to the crafting bench and add it as a mod. You can actually change the mod, you can change the headlamp to all of the different colours, the bright version and so on, and they work perfectly well. NPCs who use this helmet will actually switch the headlamp on if it gets dark, which is kind of cool, and I can tell you that this mod is compatible with the previous mod that extends the headlamp light distance and adds shadows, so if you want both of these mods, they work just fine together. This is just one of those mods where you cannot help but feel, why the hell was this not a thing to start with? Probably one of the most useful items in the settlement builder's arsenal are the floor pieces that come with a concrete foundation. They can be used to create, well, basically foundations for any buildings you want to make, and they will flatten off the terrain, allowing you to build very nice little houses, as you can see. But a lot of us use them for walls and towers. So we may want to build a concrete wall, or perhaps we will build a tower. The problem is, whilst these blocks snap together side by side, they don't snap together on the top. So you end up having to spend quite a lot of time doing the fine-tuning, as it were, to get these items in the right place. And it can be more than a little annoying. But with a mod called Stackable Concrete Foundations, well, guess what? It just makes them snap vertically as well. So you can build these towers quickly and easily. You can build massive, tall, concrete walls in an instant, totally and utterly aligned to each other, without any messing about. And it's that simple. And really, the only thing I have to say about this mod is thank you. Really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And finally, a couple of mods for people who like power armor. The first mod actually allows you to add more miscellaneous modifications to each piece of your power armor. You can actually have 2 miscellaneous mods, for example, on your right leg. As you can see, I've already got kinetic servos added, but I can add another mod here as long as I have the perk Nuclear Physicist 2. So I've got kinetic servos, but now I can also add calibrated shocks. There we go. I now have 2 mods, 2 miscellaneous mods added to the right leg. For arms, it's also Nuclear Physicist 2. For the torso, you only need Nuclear Physicist 1. And so, for example, I can add the Blood Cleanser as well. And the helmet requires Nuclear Physicist 3. So let's add recon sensors. So I now have a lot of extra miscellaneous mods. Now, of course, this does make you a little more powerful. Obviously, these mods do help you more than a little. But you can balance it against the requirements to take the Nuclear Physicist perk, unless, of course, you plan on taking those because you really want to be efficient on fusion cores, in which case it's just yet more incentive to have all the ranks in that perk. The next mod is actually kind of a simple one. It just replaces the sound you get when you are running low on fusion core power. So instead of just getting the simple beep at 25%, you actually get, well, a very pleasant voice telling you this.
Warning. Fusion power is below 25%.
The sound you get when the fusion core runs out is also far more dramatic.
Fusion core ejected.
It's a very simple mod, it's pretty cool, it makes the power armor feel a little more high-tech, and I have to tell you, the mod author definitely knows how to present a mod well. He provided this very cool trailer, and that was in fact what got my attention. And that is all we have time for in this video. I will of course be back next week with more great mods to show you, and you are more than welcome to join me for that. I look forward to seeing you there, and until then, remember, as always, have fun. If you're curious as to whether I've covered a mod in one of my videos, feel free to go along to my website gophersvids.com and check the search functionality out. Just type the name of the mod you're interested in, open up the settings and filter by mods only. click for search and you will see whether or not I've covered that mod. Click on the mod and it will also show you any of the videos this mod appears in.
You better listen to that guy